Hi Nigel, so it's A.R.F from A.R.F Online Personal Training here. So basically it's really good to have a chat with you earlier and go through the bits and bobs of how we're going to be moving forward. So the challenge that you've set yourself is, as I said to you on the phone, it's no mean feat. I'm quite impressed with it actually. I didn't realise it was quite as far as it actually is. So if you want to have a look at that, I'm actually referring to my notes from our phone call. So what I'm going to do from now is, as I said to you on the phone, I'm going to be going tomorrow and the day after. I'm going to be going through everybody's plans. I'm going to be putting your workout strategies in place and your nutrition strategies in place. I'm going to get you probably to keep with the similar amount of calorie intake at the moment, but I'm also going to send you over a daily protein target that we discussed on the phone. I'm going to give you the number I'd like to try and hit daily. And don't worry too much in the beginning if you're not hitting it consistently, but just try and work towards that. After a couple of days of that, if you find you're struggling to get near it, then let me know, and then I'll send you links to things like protein shakes and things like that, and give you some helpful little tips as to how you can fit extra protein in your diet. So yes, I'll be sending that over. From yourself, the only thing I need you to do over the next day or two is just get those measurements that we discussed, and the progress photos put onto the app for me. The photos, just literally a square on and then like a side view as well, side view of the body, so we can sort of track progress that way as well. The more measurements we've got and the more basis to track results, the better really. As I mentioned to you on the phone, the only thing I will need you to do is just make sure you pick a point of reference on your body when you're measuring a certain point. So like I said on the phone, if it's your leg, measure a certain amount of up, so say it's 40 centimetres up, and make a note of that, so then you're consistently measuring the same part. We're not going to be doing that all the time. I'll probably get you to do that maybe once a month, just so we're just continually tracking results so we know where we're at. Other than that, I'm going to be putting the workouts in place. As I said to you on the phone, it's going to be fairly basic to start with, just to get you used to exercising regularly and being consistent with it. There'll probably be a full body HIIT workout. HIIT is high intensity interval training. So that basically means that we're going to be getting the heart rate up in intervals. So we're going to be working for maybe 20 to 30 seconds at a time and then resting for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. They'll consist of around 4 to 6 exercises, and we'll be aiming to do 4 to 6 rounds of that. So then you'll be working between the 20 to 30 minutes range that we discussed on the phone. I'll also give you a core workout to do as well, which will be solely focused on core exercises, and that'll be for reps and rounds. So there won't be any time limit involved in that. So it'll be like maybe 10 exercises, 10 reps of each, maybe 3 or 4 rounds. But again, nothing majorly intense or complicated, just so you're getting used to exercising and consistently hitting targets, etc. As we move forward, after that, we're probably going to be sticking to these for maybe 2 weeks. And as we move forward, the intensity and the time that we're training will pick up. The amount of calories that we're taking on board will pick up. Protein target will increase, and we'll also be looking at not only getting enough calories on board to fuel workouts, but also what we're eating when we're eating it. So then we can not only fuel the workout, but then we can eat accordingly to aid and fuel recovery as well, because recovery is going to be key to this, because we want to get you, in the next few months, we're going to be getting you to training fairly regularly. We need to be as fresh as possible when we're doing that. So if you suffer from things like DOMS, which is delayed onset of muscle soreness, which is basically the aching feeling in the muscles you get after a really intense workout, maybe you used to get it after cycling, maybe your legs ached and things like that the day after, or a day, 2 days after. If you experience that, I do myself, then we need to be looking at how we're going to aid that recovery as much as possible. So that'll be things like getting as much protein on board as possible, having active recoveries, so doing things like stretches before and after exercise, and maybe even daily, depending on how bad those DOMs are, and looking at things like using maybe some magnesium bath salts or magnesium supplement, to get my words out, if we get to that stage. As I said to you on the phone, I don't really recommend supplements that much, but magnesium is one that can really aid the recovery if you are suffering from things like DOMS. So we might start looking at things like that as well, because we want to make sure you're as fresh as possible, so you can not only train as much as possible, but so you're not absolutely knackered at work and things like that. We want to try and keep you as tip-top as possible. So those are the sort of things we're going to be covering over the next few weeks. Like I said, in the next day or two, you're going to have your workouts, and then it's up to you when you want to get started. If you can let me know when you're going to get started. So you can start before the 6th. I know we mentioned the 6th, but you'll have it within the next day or two anyway. So you can get started literally as soon as you get the workouts. If you want, you can crack on from there. But let me know when you're going to get started. There is, after you complete a workout, there's a feedback section at the end of every workout. So after you've finished, what I want you to do is just pop a few comments in there. If there was an exercise that was particularly difficult or particularly easy, let me know and then I'll adjust accordingly. Because we're not training in person, I rely on this feedback section lots, because it's up to you to tell me if an exercise is getting easy or getting hard. Now, don't use that as, I'm sure you won't, but don't use that as a thing, oh, it's getting easy, but I'm not going to tell him. We need to be consistently pushing ourselves. We've got 6 to 8 months to really get this nailed and get you up to a level where you can do 608 miles on a sailing ship in 5 days. So we really need to be pushing it as much as we can. All right, so that's not saying I don't want you to be killing yourself every workout, but we need to make sure it's doing its job. All right, so be as honest as you can, and then if it's getting easy or if it's too hard, let me know and I'll adjust it accordingly my end, okay? Other than that, if you've got any questions before you get the stuff through, just let me know. Drop me a message, whether it's text message or via the app. It's entirely up to you, whichever you find easiest. Just let me know. I'll also send you over my Facebook Messenger account, so you can add me on that, and then we can have video calls, just because it makes it easier, and I like to be able to see people I'm talking to, especially because we're not training in person. This is obviously where we get our face-to-face time and we can really sort out what's what. Okay, so I'll get that across to you as well, along with all the other bits and bobs I've mentioned. So if you get stuck on anything, if you've got any questions in the meantime, just give us a shout, mate. All right, you have a good day, mate. Cheers. Bye.